I'm ready to play my paladin.
See, you're really dressed for the part.
Yep, and I've even got my spells picked out too.
Spells? What spells? What self-respecting paladin wastes their spell slots on spells?
Actually, Dave, paladins get a lot of great spells. So let's go through them and do our go-to spells for paladin tier 1.
Welcome to Nerdarchy. For nerds, by nerds, I'm Nerdarchy Dave, and as usual, I'm hanging out with this nerd.
Nerdarchy Ted.
Maybe it's your first time visiting Ted's basement. It's a place where we like to discuss news, views, and homebrews for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. Sometimes we even talk about other role-playing games.
So if you don't want to miss a single video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and to tune to that notification bell.
All right, before we jump into our 5 essential spells for the Paladin Tier 1, we got to take a moment to thank the sponsor of this video, and that is Campfire Technology. It's an authoring and world building tool that is just amazing. It's super intuitive. You can go in there, build timelines. You can develop all your characters, your stories, interconnect them. You can build encyclopedias around your world, drag maps into it, images into it, everything you would need for world building.
If you're disorganized as like I am sometimes, it's a great place to store all of your stuff in one location, build upon it what's there, work in small chunks or large chunks, however you see fit.
They have a free 10-day trial, but if that's not enough time for you to decide, there's another additional 10 days that you can sign up and cancel at any time, money back guarantee. So essentially you can try it out for 20 days. You don't have to worry about it. If you don't like it, you don't have to pay for it. But we think you're going to love it.
All right, so let's dive in to our go-to spells for the Paladin.
All right, first up is our attack spell, and for that we went with Thunderous Smite. You know, the amazing thing about Smite spells is they stack with Smite, so if you want to dump all your spell slots into one attack and destroy your enemies and annihilate evil everywhere, this is the way to go. So it's a bonus action to cast, range itself. It is a verbal component. It also lasts for a minute. It's concentration. The first time you hit with a melee weapon attack during the spell's duration, your weapon rings with thunder that is audible within 300 feet, and the attack deals an extra 2d6 thunder damage to the target. Additionally, if the target is a creature, it must succeed a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away and knocked prone. So not only are you going to get extra damage, you're also going to get a control effect as well. Super useful. I mean, everyone's going to know you're there, but you're a paladin. You want all eyes on you anyway.
All right, so I'm going to go in a different direction. I'm looking at our buff category, and for that, there is no better spell than Bless. First level, it's a 30-foot area, concentration up to a minute, casting time is an action, it's verbal somatic material, it is enchantment, and lo and behold, the effect is buff. You bless up to 3 creatures of your choice within range. Whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a die 4 and add the number rolled to the attack or saving throw. When you cast a spell using a higher level spell slot of 2nd or higher, you can target 1 additional creature for each spell slot above 1st.
All right, I'm going to go with a defensive spell next, and that's going to be Shield of Faith. This is amazing. First level spell, bonus action to cast, range 60 foot, duration 10 minutes, abjuration. Shimmering field appears and surrounds a creature of your choice within range, granting a +2 bonus to AC for the duration. Could be you, could be an ally. It's a bonus action. You're concentrating on this. You're not casting other spells, but who cares? You're a paladin. You're smiting most of the time anyway. So this is going to buff you or your allies. It's just super, super helpful.
I'm going to look at our iconic spell, and paladins throughout the editions of Dungeons & Dragons has always been about protection. So I'm looking at protection from evil and good. First level, range touch, concentration 10 minutes. Casting time is an action, verbal somatic material, school is abjuration. Until the spell ends, 1 willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures, aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. The protection grants certain benefits. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. The target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed or frightened or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect.
All right, next up we have a utility spell. This is a rather new spell, but it covers a lot of ground. Now, you're not going to be casting this one in combat because it takes an hour to cast. Its range is touch, verbal somatic material, instantaneous, and the name of this spell is Ceremony, in case I forgot to mention it. You perform a special religious ceremony that is infused with magic. When you cast the spell, choose one of the following rites, the target of which must be within 10 feet of you throughout the casting. Atonement. You touch a one-willing creature whose alignment has changed, and you make a DC 20 Wisdom Insight check. On a successful check, you restore the target to its original alignment. This is actually a really big deal because for a first level spell, restoring alignment is huge. And this doesn't have any restrictions or anything on it, so you can do it to anyone. The only caveat is you have to convince them to be willing to change. So if they've magically had their alignment altered, it might take a little bit of work. I don't, maybe suggestion.
Work with your wizards, people.
Yes, work with your wizards. Bless water. Touch one vial of water and cause it to become holy water. You can, hey, you're in the wilderness. You no place to go shopping. Just make your own. So coming of age, you touch one humanoid who is a young adult for the next 24 hours. When the target makes an ability check, you can roll a d4 and add the number to the ability check. The creature can benefit from this rite only once. Dedication. You touch one humanoid who wishes to be dedicated to your god's service. For the next 24 hours, whenever the target makes a saving throw, you can roll a d4 and add that number. So for some of these things, you're getting like a minor bless or guidance effect. Funeral rite. You touch one corpse in the next 7 days. The target can't become undead by any means short of a wish spell. So keep the dead. It's always helpful. Wedding. Touch one adult humanoid willing to be bonded together in a marriage for the next 7 days. Each target gains a +2 bonus to AC while they're within 30 feet of each other. A creature can benefit from this rite only if widowed. So you know what? There is no greater bond between your party members, so they might as well marry each other. And then if, one of them dies, you can remarry to somebody else and get that sweet, sweet bonus to armor class for 7 days.
So I like ceremony. I think it's a really cool thing. And subject to your DM approval, of course, is there are other things that you could possibly wind up doing with this. If there's something you're trying to do that is outside those particular things, ask your DM if, hey, would ceremony fix this or help with this? And it could be useful. I've done it in a game, and I've had a lot of success with it. But last, we're going to move over to our Overlooked spell, and for that one, we've selected Compelled Duel. Its first level, range is 30 feet, concentration up to a minute. It's a wisdom saving throw. Casting time is a bonus action. It is only a verbal component, which is nice. School is enchantment, and it is a control. You attempt to compel a creature into a duel. One creature that you can see within range must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is drawn to you, compelled by your divine demand. For the duration, it has disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than you, and must make a wisdom saving throw each time it attempts to move to a space that is more than 30 feet away from you. If it succeeds on the saving throw, the spell doesn't restrict the target's movement for that turn. The spell ends if you attack any other creature. If you cast a spell that targets a hostile creature other than the target, if a creature friendly to you damages the target or casts a harmful spell on it, or if you end your turn more than 30 feet away from the target.
So this is a great spell to make your tank sticky. And I'm pretty sure the verbal component for this one is, get over here! But yeah, I think it's a great spell for paladins, especially it's thematic, it fits them. You want the enemy to duel you, you want to square off against the champion, you're like, let's do this.
One-on-one, baby, it's time to throw down.
For Demacia! It's just thematic. I like it, and it's a way to nail down one of the adversaries on the board that you don't want leaving. You don't want them to get away. Now they can, but they have to make a saving throw to do it. And sometimes you just need to go a mano, and this is your opportunity.
Indeed.
So what are your favorite 5 essential spells for the Paladin? You can let us know down in the comments. On your way out, don't forget to join Nerdarchy the Adventuring Party. So what can they expect over there?
Over on Patreon, we're creating products for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons that both players and DMs alike can drop right into their game.
But that's not all. We do monthly giveaways, and our patrons are automatically entered.
We do weekly hangouts with our patrons and more.
So quest on down to the description, join the Nerdarchy Adventuring Party. Until next time,
stay nerdy.